So, further investigation into this thing with Stephanie, her supposed murder. Her neighbor, Amy Laska, she has two emails. One is amylaska@hotmail.com. That's the one they used for the memorial. The other one is missamy133@gmail.com. So this email of hers at Gmail was created on 2018. Here it is right here. Here it is. I found it in another place. It's exactly the same. There's no letters bigger or smaller. It's exact. And so when I did a digital footprint, which means you can take that email and you can track that email to everywhere it's been connected to. Video rentals, just about anything that you can think of. Something that you bought something with that it was tied to. You get the gist of it. So when we look at they do a print up of, they kind of compile it for you. So it says, Miss Amy, 133, and Miss Amy appears to be a resident of Pamplona, Navarra. Well, that's interesting because I thought she lived in Hopkinton, Rhode Island. Well, maybe she did at the time. Based on their activity and social footprints, identified through the email Miss Amy at 133 Gmail, Amia maintains an active presence on social media platforms including Facebook, Twitter, and uses the handle Miss Amy, while her Facebook data probably consists of her online name, her Twitter profile, and blah, 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 and it goes on here. Aside from social engagements, media engagements, Amia, blah, 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 and it just basically goes on to tell you that she's involved in the web marketing, her influence is present in online circles. But what's interesting about this is that the word Amy comes from this word, Amia, and it's related to the words Amaya or Amia. The name Amaya has multiple meanings. Ready? The end, which is your ass, and mother. So we're back to that again. Now, here's even the more important thing. Not to mention the construction of the Neolithic monuments of the Basque territory, which is this area. The existence of the myths has, of course, been seized upon for all manner of speculation that the Basques were referring to the ever-popular Nephilim. Who was the Nephilim? Remember Stephanie and Joe had the name Hesiod Frabcus and Stiog Abu Frabcus. And who was Og? Remember I told you? Og was the Nephilim. There's two pictures here I already showed you. Here she is making a claw. The black, white, and red are satanic colors. The cat, it's another logo for Asherah. She's got the tongue out, and that's Kali, and that's the murder of the child. So then if we understand that all of this has to do with child trafficking, raping, and murder, then this will make sense on why she has this picture on her Facebook page. Now, this is Amy's friend. Why would you have that picture on your Facebook page with nothing underneath of it? Just that picture. Well, because you're sending a message that you're in the club. And doesn't that woman look Spanish? She doesn't look she doesn't look like she's from Norway. Now, take a look at this. This is her kid, and it says, "My boy, so proud of his hard works. Come down to Ashway." Wow, Ashway and Asherah pole. Funny. This Saturday and visit Q Dog in the kids' vendor room. Whoa, I don't think you want Q in there, because Q is Cain. It's Quoof. And I think it's the 17th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. It represents Cain. Cain was a sodomizer. Look, so she thinks this is funny. He wanted to hang signs all over the school to advertise himself. I told him he couldn't do that, but I would advertise him on Facebook. So in other words, it's child trafficking. They're making a joke out of it. If this is supposed to be her boy, let me ask you a question. Does this look like a boy to you? It looks like a demented child that somebody already got to. See, here's the thing, and let me just go back here real quick. If you look at her wrist right here, you see the black and the white? The best way to explain this mirroring crap to you is if you ever saw the movie Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Well, the Mr. Hyde is the alter that's created from the act of being violated like that and terrorized. So what it does is they can create a perfect murderer who has no idea that they've done anything wrong. Because there's a trigger that will set that off. And then once that happens, that person goes into that mode, and then when they're done, and they don't really have a recollection of it. And this is how the Jews have been controlling society for thousands and thousands of years. They create every mass murderer out there. And this itself is interesting, because if you look at the picture of her, look at how it's split down the middle. Why is that like that? Why is her face split down the middle where half of it is dark and half of it is white? See it? See the line? Kind of interesting, ain't it? Wow. Now, hang on. Let's go look at something that's even more bizarre, if it's possible. So if you see here, these are emails of Stephanie's. This one I know for sure is, and I know that Joe also has this. Right? You see this one here? I tattoo you at yahoo.com. Okay, hang on. So if we look, here's Joseph's information here, right? All that aliases and relatives. Here's Stephanie down here. And we go down here, and we look. These are all the phone numbers. And then we look at emails. Here it is here. So both Stephanie and Joe, he doesn't have anything personalized to himself. This is Stephanie's. This is the one that I used to use to contact her. And this one. So I did a digital footprint on this email right here. And that email takes me to this. Created at this time. There's 6 videos. Isn't it funny that the name of the account is Amy Cakes? I just find that so fucking remarkable that Amy Laska, it says New York because she's from that area, that it's called Amy Cakes, but Joe and Stephanie both have that. This was created in 2010. In 2010, Joe and Stephanie were living out in Colorado. Now that doesn't mean that let me put it this way. It doesn't mean that they weren't just sitting there and then when they met later in 2019. I just find it interesting that that email is on both of theirs. Why would it be there? See, there's a connection. But the more interesting thing here is that wait until you see what it's dealing with, these 6 videos at Amy Cakes on Vimeo. So this is the first one. Now, this is called Visuals for a Sculpture Project, and you see down here in the corner, you see where it says Amy Cakes? Amy Cakes. Just so you know, cake is the slang word for ass. You know that song, Cake by the Ocean? Yeah, go watch the video, you'll get it. Watch. Gee whiz, there wouldn't be any mind control in this, would there? You see this right here? Let me try and get it squared away. This is where they insert the Mickey Mouse head as the trigger. This flashing puts the mind into an altered state. So the Mickey Mouse head would go inside there. Remember the one I showed you that Amy has on her Pinterest thing? Or not Amy, but, well, yeah, basically it is. Aaron Arnold. Oh, there's nothing suspect there. There's no sound to it. Because they're not using the sound as a trigger. Now, let's look at another one of the videos. Now this one, again, is called Special K. She'll tell you what that is in a minute.
Up the nose. Wait 20 seconds. Then there's a roar of a jet engine, so you lie back and wait a while longer. Close your eyes, and it's a whole new world. There's a lot of unfolding. Everything just slides away like many curtains opening at once. And your muscles hallucinate. They feel lifted up.
Isn't it funny that she's making a black vortex right in between the eyes, which is exactly what happens when they do this to a kid.
Upward quickly, so your stomach drops. Nothing can prepare you for that up, up, up feeling. When you're on the ceiling and the ceiling keeps getting higher, you're borne upon a wave and pushed upward and forward. And then eyes open. But they've been open. You're in the K-hole now.
Did you hear what she said? Let's listen again.
K-hole now. But they've been open. You're in the K-hole now.
So a K-hole is known in America as a cornhole, and a cornhole is your asshole. So where do you think this is going and where it came from? Let's take a look at another one. So just to save time here, further on in that K-hole thing, see they show the mirroring going on? No, there's nothing to be seen here. Everybody does that shit. Everybody does the mirroring thing. Okay? And then look at this. This is in the same video, K-hole. And it's pink, yellow, and blue. And you have this, and if you look into the eyes, you see how that looks like you're looking into the stars? Stars, trees, and stones, biblically, are demons. So, I'm just going to cut this right now at this length, just so you got an idea of who Amy Laska is, if she's even real. Because Amy Laska could be a code word for just a pedo organization or child trafficking. Believe me, when I tell you I will get to the bottom of this, I will. Without question, I will. Because it's becoming more and more clear. And this will be dropped off shortly in a nice binder delivered by a bonded courier to the U.S. Marshals that are right here in this town where I'm at. But it'll be put in a way that they can very easily understand it, because they can go and look at shit that I can't get my mitts on. This is an international trafficking syndicate, and that's why Stephanie's obit came out in French and over in England. So we'll just put a pin in this for right now, and as soon as I know more, I'll let you know. This is not looking good for them, because I don't think they ever thought anybody would dig this deep into it.